Ooh, wow, that's a lot of people heading down this middle road. Now, if we have a decent scout, which looks like we do... No, never mind, I'm wrong.
Ether. I got this.
Hey folks, this is ioEther, and we're back playing some more World of Tanks. So as you can see, this is Btw I'd, and he's in his Leoard PTA. This is obviously a tier 10 game on Lakeville. Now before we actually get into the game, if you want to support the channel, the best way is, as always, to like any videos you enjoy and leave a comment. Will also help out, definitely. If you want the channel to grow, the best way to do that is to send me in games and then share them with your friends. That way, your friends can see you being awesome and you get to be famous. YouTube famous, anyway. Either way. Ooh, wow, that's a lot of people heading down this middle road. Now, if we have a decent scout, which looks like we do... No, never mind, I'm wrong. I was thinking that... Oh, yeah, our 1390 is sneaking into the right bush. So our 1390 will light everything on the taking this road. The E75 is going to get pummeled on his way across. Yeah. he only took 800 damage, which is a lot less than I expected him to take. Beautiful shot by Doug, making sure he takes a little bit more than 800 damage. The guy got to the town, but he's on so little health, he's not going to be very effective in the town. Unfortunately, our T-49 died in a rather unfortunate spot. And now our 13-9 was being rushed. 13-9 managed to take out the enemy T-49, but it's probably going to cost us, yeah, our T-57. It's unfortunate. Though, at this point in time, we have eyes on the road and they don't. So that's really good. And our Waffentrager takes out their E75. Wait, they have an IS-8 pushing down the valley? You know, I figured that people were smart enough not to try pushing down the valley these days. Apparently I was wrong about that. But in the meantime, Doug puts a beautiful shot into the ME-T30, knocking him totally... I'm going to say off balance, because I don't think he expected to get shot right then. He was expecting to put free fire in on our 1390 and maybe the Waffentrager. He was not expecting to get hit for 400 damage. Just as that guy was not expecting to get hit for 400 damage as he was crossing a tiny open space. It's not like that was a huge open space he walked across. Doug had to lay in wait and wait for him patiently, and obviously the T-57 was not expecting that. Doug pulling up so he can get some decent shots into the town, hoping that some enemy will, walk into his sights, shamble in and not realize what's about to happen to them. Unfortunately, it doesn't look like that's happening right now. The reason for that is that we have such a heavy presence in the city. The majority of the enemy tanks... sorry. Too early in the morning, apparently. The majority of the enemy tanks are either not going to want to face this, or just going to simply decide not to and run away. Apparently, well, at least one of the enemy tanks is not smart enough to realize what was just about to happen. Of course, he realizes it now. As he takes like 1400 damage all at the same time and dies. Now, because of the fact that the center road is so undefended, our team is just pushing up here. Now I'm really surprised. Oh, look at that. The RU is over here. I was gonna say I'm really surprised the enemy RU isn't here. But it turned out he was. He was just in a bush in a weird spot. And wow. Okay, what was he trying to do from there? Apparently he was trying to take shots without getting shot at and use the gun depression, or the lack thereof, from the French tanks in order to try and shoot them while underneath them. It probably would have worked a little bit effectively for a little while if Doug hadn't been there, but oh well. And then a beautiful shot on the artillery as he was coming out of hiding to take him out of play. And we're going. Doug is aiming. Really good shot. Okay, so Doug remembered where the enemy artillery was spotted, and he. Ooh, that shot was a bit high. And he launched a shell there just to see if the enemy was still there. As it turned out, he was. So Doug got 400 damage in without the enemy being able to do anything about it. He didn't even see the shell coming. There was nothing he could do but absorb a hit from the PTA. And probably get a little bit pissed off. But that's okay. Now there's still a Giant Panther E100 on full health over here, so he's a bit of a problem. Now, if we can find a way to get around his gun, he'll be a lot less of a problem. But for right now, we're going to kind of have to consider him to be kind of like Castle Fortress in need of assaulting. Really, Mr. Archem? You're just going to run into the back of us. Beautiful shot through 2 walls into the bat chat, and then artillery just piles on the shots. Now, of course, our Rheinmetall is going to probably end up parking in a silly spot and block us from shooting. Ooh, beautiful positioning by the E100, Giant Panther E100 here. Unfortunately, this is not a great positioning from Doug. Now, I'm going to give Doug the benefit of the doubt and assume he knew that Giant Panther E100 had just fired and was not likely to fire again anytime soon. Because if he didn't know that, then that was slightly suicidal. And probably should have gotten him killed. But it didn't. And we're running up and getting shot by a T-57. And put the last shot in. Yeah. Good game. Wait, what? Ali. Okay, so for anyone who may not have been paying attention, it said Ally T-57 or not T-57. Ally E5 drowned. The only Ally heavy tank I can see is right here. So that means he slipped down this embankment and died. That or he ran in from this side and got to there before dying. I don't know why he drowned. The only reason I can think of is that he decided that he was going to do something funny and he ran into the water in an attempt to have the game end before he died. Now, unfortunately for him, that didn't happen because the game always ends a few seconds after the enemy gets killed instead of immediately. But, there's one other thing to note. I just realized this. Now, I'm going to go ahead and assume that you've been firing standard ammunition this entire game without any HE or premium. But I'm going to have to go back and check the start of this video to make sure of that. I don't recommend this for anyone. There's never a time when you should be taking a tank out of the garage without a little bit of premium in there and some HE. Yes, it costs you more money, but it's always worth taking. The ratio of premium you carry to standard is completely up to you. I found about a third of my capacity of premium rounds is enough that if I truly need to carry a game, like 5v1 kind of thing, that I have enough premium rounds to do that. Whereas for the typical game, I'll have enough standard rounds to play a typical game without worrying about running into my AP. Running out of AP into my premium. However, you always should carry 3 to 5 HE shells. I don't care what tank you're in, as long as it's not an autoloader, you need 3 to 5 AP shells. Or not AP, HE. The reason for that is that every once in a while you end up in a situation where you're either shooting at artillery, where you might as well arm an HE shell for, or you have to stop a cap immediately. In which case, just pop in an HE shell and fire it, and you don't even have to pen. All it has to do is splash damage. You can take his tracks out really easily, reset the cap. It's almost a guaranteed cap reset every time you fire. And in some situations, I have definitely lost because of firing a shell, watching it bounce, and then the cap runs out before you can reload the next shell. It happens. And so make sure it doesn't happen to you by making sure that you always have some HE in your tank and a hefty amount of premium, so you can carry those games before you have to reset those caps. Or after, as the case may be. Okay, either way, this was an amazing game. 1,500 experience with premium without a daily double. This, of course, earning him his Master Badge First Class Duelist and Fire for Effect. And then look at that. Confederate, High Caliber, and Tank Sniper. Tank Sniper on a medium. It doesn't happen very often, but this is definitely the kind of tank you can do it in. 4,600 damage, almost 4,700 damage, over 3 kills for 1,000 base experience. Yeah, this was well earned, this particular game. Oh, wait, let's see. 1390. Only 1,600 spine damage. Interesting. Anyways. 15 shots fired. Everything that hit the target went in. And then look at that. Almost 1,000 spotting damage. You know, just because he didn't have enough damage already, right? This was an awesome game. Thank you so much, Doug, for sending it in. Thank you all for watching. Have a great night. This is ioEther out.